the heart of the night, this world will burn bright. We will set it alight in the heart of the night.
Hello everyone, I am Anthropomantic Fiend and I do horror-related things on the internet. Today, I'm going to be talking about the movie Killjoy. This is a full moon movie. I know that full moon is sort of a household name in the horror community. This is the only full moon movie I've seen. I haven't seen any of the Puppet Master movies or anything like that, but I've seen that some of them are on Amazon Prime right now with segments with Elvira hosting them, so I'll definitely watch those if I get the chance. As of now, the only full moon movie I've seen is Killjoy, and if the other full moon movies are anything like Killjoy, I definitely want to watch them, because another movie that is some of the best kind of cheesy. So the basic premise of this movie is that there's a kid named Michael who's got a crush on this girl. I do not remember her name. She's either dating or had been dating Lorenzo, who's this gang member who's super possessive of her. And so Michael asks her to like the homecoming dance and things, and Lorenzo doesn't like that very much. So he goes out and beats up Michael a little bit and scares him by pointing a gun at its head. And you're sure that Lorenzo's too far gone, he's gonna kill him, and then he's like, ha, this gun isn't even loaded. And of course, as in every movie, he's like got the gun over here casually. He's like, guys, you really thought I was gonna do it? This thing isn't even loaded. And then that's when the gun goes off and it shoots Michael, naturally. That's not a spoiler, because it's one of the first things that happens in the movie, and none of the movie could really happen without that happening. But unbeknownst to them, prior to this, Michael has been, since he's a bit of a loner, experimenting with black magic, and he's found this little clown doll that he calls Killjoy, and he's been trying to bring it to life to enact revenge. So he's recited the incantation right before they grab him and beat him up. So the spell has been set in motion, and the rest of the movie is just set a few months after that, when the Killjoy, I suppose Killjoy is a demon of some kind, comes to life as a full-sized evil clown guy and starts killing people. And I fully support killer clown movies. I love anything with sort of a dark carnival aesthetic to it, and this movie has that, but it's got its own thing going on too. The music is fun, it's very electronic, but it's got this, my phone's low battery. We'll see if it runs out of battery while I'm doing this. I sure hope not. Anyway, yeah, the music's very electronic, lots of electronic drum beats going on, but there's also just sort of creepy carnival-esque synths and just general sort of horror synthiness. And of course, I love horror synth music, one of my favorite things. The overall production quality of this movie is not good. Everything looks very tacky and fake, but I love it. You can tell that there was some effort put in, but certain things just clearly do not look great, but it's got a charm to it. Especially the effects in this movie, like the CG they use, horrendous, but it really fits with the aesthetic of the movie, so I don't care. The story, which I brought up, is actually really good. It's a nice little revenge fable with a twist to it. The cast to this movie is great. They've got an all African American cast for this film. I don't think the movie would have worked any other way. If you would cast the movie differently, it would probably just come off as a really cheap It knockoff, I suppose. But the way that they've done it, it really adds a new dimension to it. All the actors, they can be cheesy sometimes, but this movie definitely gives them room to do that. And they actually add a lot of great dimensions to all the characters. You can find a wide range of emotion in most of them. Even a character like Lorenzo, who's the gang leader and sort of this ultimate bully type character, you see his sympathetic side in this movie, which I really appreciated. There's some romance and sex aspects to this movie that not for me, but they're short, which I liked, and they also used the intimate moments in this movie to actually create character development, which I liked, instead of just having a sex scene to have a sex scene. I should have mentioned that in The Inflicted, there's a very unnecessarily long sex scene that I actually had to fast forward through because it was just too long and I didn't like it. This movie does not have that problem. Killjoy himself is great. Humor isn't always to my taste, but I was smiling most of the time when he's on screen just because he's a lot of fun. I never laughed out loud at anything he did, but I was grinning the whole time. The actual clown design, the clown makeup that Killjoy is wearing is fantastic. Not the most iconic killer clown look or anything, but really nice job on the whole killer clown look. It's definitely got just a solid clown makeup look, but taken sort of to this inhuman, demonic side with these really sharp teeth and these just sort of constantly narrowed, you know, like if you draw like an evil eye on a piece of paper. I can do that. I know how to draw. Like that. Like that. That's what Killjoy's eyes look like all the time. So yeah, Killjoy looks fantastic. A lot of the gags that Killjoy has within the kills that he does are a lot of fun. He's very reminiscent in the way he sort of bends reality to Pennywise, to Freddy Krueger, to Beetlejuice, but it didn't take it as far as those movies did, and I wish it did that, but they definitely had budgetary limitations that it and A Nightmare on Elm Street and Beetlejuice did not have, so I can understand that. So I wish the clown gags were more over the top than they are in this movie, but considering their budgetary limitations, they were really good. There's an old, I think blind even, homeless man who just kind of walks into one of the characters' house one day and explains everything that's happening to them. He's almost like some cross between like the wise old man in every fantasy, like that wise old man trope who like knows everything and has all the secrets of the world and can explain everything to you, that kind of character, but also like a little bit like Crazy Ralph from Friday the 13th, just being like, you're all doomed, except he comes in there after the killing has started happening. He's a lot of fun. He's kind of weird and just kind of there to explain everything that's happening. He was fun. This is going to be a pretty short review because I'm not going to spoil the kills or the actual ending in this movie for you, just because I could sort of walk you through the gags and tell you what happens, but that's nothing to actually watching the movie and seeing it. This movie's got a twist ending that I was kind of about, but it does make sense. It's just kind of underwhelming, but it's fun. This movie's just a fun little creepy clown horror movie. Not scary, not the funniest thing I've ever seen, but it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's never boring. It's just a solid little horror movie. That's my whole review for Killjoy. I highly recommend you check it out. You probably have already if you're a fan of campy horror movies and what Full Moon does, but I need to go and watch some more Full Moon movies now. So thank you for watching my video. Hopefully I'll see you next time on another one of my videos. Bye.